Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Judd Johnson, Executive Director of Volunteer Louisiana in the Office of Lieutenant Governor. We're so pleased you could join us today to celebrate our 2020 Champions of Service. The Champions of Service Awards recognize persons, groups, and businesses who demonstrate compassion and dedication, leadership and initiative, or innovation and creativity in addressing community challenges and serving others. Volunteer Louisiana recognizes one champion in 6 geographic regions and one statewide AmeriCorps, Senior Corps, and Corporate Volunteer Champion. In addition to the winners, we have several special guests joining us today, and we even have a special performance, so stay tuned. Today's event was originally scheduled to take place in Baton Rouge during National Volunteer Week in April. However, due to COVID-19, the event was rescheduled virtually for today. But this gave our staff the unique opportunity to present the awards in person around the state, which was fantastic. You saw some of that in the opening video montage. And we got to meet the winners in the communities where they live, along with their families, their friends, and their supporters, which was really, really amazing to see. Now, whether virtually or in person, this event could not take place without the generous support of our sponsors. So we want to give a big thank you to Miles Media, represented here today by Maggie Heller. Thank you to the Blue Cross Blue Shield Foundation, represented here today by Michael Tipton. And thank you to the Volunteer Louisiana Foundation, our event co-host, represented here today by Jenny Corner. For 27 years, Volunteer Louisiana has been getting things done and upholding our mission to meet the needs of Louisiana citizens through volunteerism and national service. Currently, we support 16 AmeriCorps programs that engage 1,000 citizens in service throughout Louisiana. They range from professional corps programs that place motivated teachers in underserved schools to a vet corps program that engages military veterans in service to fellow veterans. Our AmeriCorps members are reducing food deserts in Shreveport. They're building wheelchair access ramps in Lafayette, and they're providing in-school and after-school academic support to over 25,000 students from New Orleans to Baton Rouge to Ruston and everywhere in between. VolunteerLouisiana.gov is a one-stop shop that connects volunteers and volunteer seekers throughout Louisiana. And we promote volunteerism through recognition initiatives such as the Louisiana Volunteer Service Award, the Community Service Diploma Endorsement, and of course, today's Champions of Service Award presentation. Volunteer Louisiana is tasked in the state's emergency operations plan with marshaling national service resources and coordinating spontaneous unaffiliated volunteers in times of disaster. It's obviously been a very busy year on that front, and we are pleased to announce a new disaster response and recovery team will be launching later this month or next month in Lake Charles to help our neighbors in Southwest Louisiana who are still recovering from back-to-back major hurricanes. I'm incredibly proud of the work of this agency and the entire national service movement, but we all stand on the shoulders of champions who came before us. And I'm grateful for the countless people who have helped build that foundation and for those who continue that legacy today. That includes our dedicated staff here at Volunteer Louisiana. And I do want to give special recognition to Corey Chisholm, our Director of Communications and Volunteer Outreach, and Emma Espinal, our Communications Specialist, who have done the hard work to make this event possible. We're also very grateful to have champions in Congress who have led bipartisan coalitions to restore and even increase funding for national service when it has been threatened. And we are very grateful for the support and funding from AmeriCorps, the federal agency formerly known as the Corporation for National Community Service. And that is the perfect segue to introduce our first guest today. Barbara Stewart was unanimously confirmed in February 2018 as Chief Executive Officer of AmeriCorps. As I mentioned, that's the federal funding agency, formerly known as CNCS, or the Corporation for National Community Service. More than 270,000 AmeriCorps members and AmeriCorps senior volunteers serve through 2,000 organizations and 40,000 locations across the country. Prior to leading AmeriCorps, Barbara held leadership positions in the private sector, including more than a decade as Senior Vice President at JP Morgan Chase and in state government. She's chaired multiple nonprofit civic organizations, helped found a charter school in Chicago, and co-founded the Bo Stewart Foundation with her husband, Peter Bo, to help close the opportunity gap for urban residents of Baltimore, Maryland, and Chicago, Illinois. Barbara earned her bachelor's degree from Northwestern University and a master's of management from the Kellogg Graduate School of Management at Northwestern University. It is my pleasure to welcome Barbara Stewart.
Judd, thank you so much. And thank you and greetings to all of you on our Zoom today. I am really excited to be with you to celebrate Louisiana's Champions of Service. And I'm really grateful for this invitation. So thanks for having me. I also want to thank your commission chair, Kyle Wedberg, who has been so supportive of national service and of your efforts, and Volunteer Louisiana's entire team for your service and your commitment and for getting things done in Louisiana. So thank you for all that you're doing. And speaking of Champions of Service, Louisiana is very lucky to have strong bipartisan support of service and AmeriCorps seniors. And we're really grateful for that. In particular, your Lieutenant Governor, who has been such a great supporter, and your governor as well, both bipartisan champions of service and AmeriCorps and Volunteer Louisiana. So we're grateful for that. National service and volunteerism really is thriving in Louisiana, much to y'all's credit. More than 1,500 AmeriCorps members are currently serving in Louisiana, and more than 3,000 AmeriCorps senior volunteers are active in Louisiana organizations, actually at locations all across the state, more than 500 of them. So everywhere you turn in Louisiana, you'll bump into an AmeriCorps member or a senior volunteer. And these dedicated citizens, as you all know, are tackling tough problems, helping children in school, protecting our environment, fighting hunger and poverty, all of the challenges that have been thrown at us by COVID-19, both health and economic challenges. Our members and volunteers are rising to the occasion. One area where this has been particularly important in Louisiana, and Judd, you mentioned it previously, is in the disaster response area. Louisiana has been hit hard, and national service members and volunteers have done an amazing job stepping up and helping communities as they're confronting the aftermath of challenging natural disasters. So there's so much service at work in Louisiana. And while the disasters are heartbreaking, it's also so heartwarming to see the response from service members and volunteers. The Champions of Service that we're celebrating today are really shining examples of volunteerism and service, and they're really exceptional citizens and role models who demonstrate some of the finest qualities of the American people. This year, our nation has faced unprecedented challenges due to COVID-19, and that spirit of service and resilience is more important than ever. So let me close by thanking you, thanking Volunteer Louisiana, and thanking all of your Champions of Service winners for their really extraordinary efforts. And I'm delighted that you've taken the time to showcase them and give them this special thanks. I loved the video. It was great to see the winners in their communities, really special. So congratulations to the Volunteer Louisiana Champions of Service winners this year. And now it's my distinct pleasure to introduce you to the first three winners.
The Northwest Champion of Service is Ethan Jeffis. Ethan is a senior in high school from Minden who is actively involved with a variety of community organizations. Ethan began volunteering at the age of 5 alongside his family, helping with cleanup projects through his church community. Ethan's servant heart and love of volunteering led to working with numerous community projects, including volunteering with the food bank, making goodie bags, supporting the local court-appointed Special Advocates Program, also known as CASA, leading the Abate Biker Safety Campaign, and joining the Teen Advisory Board with his local library. Ethan currently serves as the Junior Civitan International Director, where he started a project collecting socks to give as gifts to residents at a local nursing home during Christmas. This project became so successful that in the second year, Ethan expanded the sock collection to a donation drive with businesses in Shreveport, Bossier, Minden, Ruston, and West Monroe. Over 1,200 socks in total were collected and distributed to residents in local nursing homes. Ethan says what he enjoys most about volunteering is getting to meet so many people and seeing the different perspectives of people's lives. Volunteer Louisiana congratulates Ethan Jeffess.
Say that receiving this award is a great honor to me, and if this award represents anything more than exemplifying me, I want it to exemplify all the amazing work that's been done. Not one person's idea, but one person's idea can be when a community comes together to give back. And I can honestly say this is going to be a moment that I'll hold close to me for the rest of my life.
The Greater New Orleans Champion of Service is Karen Burks. Originally from St. Francisville and now a resident of Metairie, Karen grew up loving the field of finance and dreamed of being a banker. Karen began her finance career in 2007 in Hammond and had a passion to work with minority communities. Karen taught individuals about finance, helping them understand debt-to-income ratio, lending, and directing them to resources to purchase cars and houses while avoiding high interest. Karen also discovered a passion for teaching high school students about finance and began volunteering through community centers and her church. Karen teaches young people financial education principles, such as avoiding unnecessary debt in college and investing in buying stock. Karen also began volunteering with Junior Achievement in 2014. Karen is now on the Young Professionals Board as the newly appointed chair and is also working with Junior Achievement on financial messages and funding for school programs. Karen was recognized by the Whole Truth Magazine's 40 Under 40 Award, which is given annually to highlight young adults who are making a difference in their communities and around the country. Karen was also awarded a Workforce Development Fellowship with Delta Regional Authority, one of only 4 in the state of Louisiana. Volunteer Louisiana congratulates Karen Burks.
Hi, I am Karen Burks with Burks Management Firm. I sincerely would like to thank the Lieutenant Governor, Billy Nungesser, and his team with Volunteer Louisiana. I am a recipient of the 2020 Volunteer Louisiana, the Greater New Orleans location. It is a distinct honor to be a part of this, to volunteer my services of financial education, along with the individuals that nominated me for this. I enjoy giving myself as far as teaching the importance of how to live economically, live in a way in which you're able to have a savings. As a young person, my deep thing as far as volunteering is making sure our young people understand money at a young age, opening those savings accounts, especially within our Louisiana area, making sure those individuals are banked, which is one of the things in which I really enjoy and have a passion for, and will continue that on throughout my service and helping others to understand the importance of that as well. Again, I just want to thank those individuals that nominated me for this great honor. Thank you once again.
The Capital Area Champions of Service are the Silver Hammers. The Silver Hammers are a dedicated group of retirees led and coordinated by Bill Farmer, who volunteer with Rebuilding Together Baton Rouge. The Silver Hammers volunteer every Monday and Wednesday, rain or shine, sharing their carpentry skills and working on home repairs for the elderly and disadvantaged population in North Baton Rouge. The group, made up of over 40 members from all types of career fields, including industrial, government, and academic, have built hundreds of wheelchair ramps, rebuilt over 60 flooded homes, and worked on community centers all over Baton Rouge. Without these repairs, many of these residents would live in unsafe conditions or not be able to return to their own homes. One major success from the work of the Silver Hammers has been revitalizing the Tioga Drive neighborhood, which was severely affected by the 2016 floods. The Silver Hammers rebuilt 20 homes in this neighborhood, bringing the community back together and restoring neighborhood pride for families as they returned home after the floods. Bill Farmer, the group's leader, says one of the best parts of volunteering is knowing that you're making people's lives easier. Volunteer Louisiana congratulates the Silver Hammers.
Okay, we are the Silver Hammers. We're the offshoot of Rebuild Together Baton Rouge. We've been together since 2015, almost 6 years. We do it because we love it. We just want to give back to the community. We are very, very happy that the state of Louisiana has given us the award for service. We're not looking for accolades or any kind. We just want to give back to the community. Thank y'all for everything y'all have done for us.
Thank you, Volunteer Louisiana, for awarding the Silver Hammers the 2020 Champion of Service Award. These men have worked side by side with RTBR, building everything from railings and ramps to entire homes, all with the common goal of making a difference in Baton Rouge, one home at a time.
Congratulations to all. Our next guest is Kyle Weedberg. Kyle is currently in his 12th year as president and CEO of NOCA, the Performing and Visual Arts High School for the state of Louisiana. Before coming to NOCA, Kyle served as Chief Administrative Officer for the Recovery School District of Louisiana. He's also served as Regional Director and the Director of New Site Development for City Year National and Senior Budget Analyst for the City of Chicago. Kyle began his career as a City Year AmeriCorps member and now serves on the Volunteer Louisiana Commission as our chair. Kyle has a bachelor's degree from St. Olaf College and a Master of Public Administration from the University of Massachusetts at Amherst. It is my pleasure to introduce Kyle Weedberg.
Thank you, Judd. I'm a proud AmeriCorps alum. I did City Year back in 96, 97. And worked in a class of advanced work fifth graders at the James W. Hennigan School. And now I have the privilege to serve as the chair of Volunteer Louisiana. On behalf of my fellow commissioners, I'd just like to thank a few people. First of all, thank you so much to CNCS CEO Barbara Stewart for being part of today's event. It's extraordinary to have a champion of service like yourself doing this work across the country, but especially here in Louisiana. You have been a gift to us and we are grateful for your service. I'd like to also recognize the Lieutenant Governor's office and especially Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser for the support and the work that you do for volunteerism and for this commission. I'd like to deeply thank the hundreds of individuals who are giving a year of service to Louisiana through AmeriCorps. You're changing lives every day, including your own. I look back on my year of service, and I cannot think of a year where your service and your willingness to be in and of service to others is more needed than this one. Between supporting schools and their students during the COVID crisis, and those of you that are laying boots and hammers in Southwest Louisiana, taking care of those that are in need in the aftermaths of Hurricanes Laura and Delta. I'd like to thank my fellow commissioners for the time, energy, effort, and resource you give to this commission. I'd like to recognize the team at Volunteer Louisiana for the work you do day in, day out in support of this great work. And finally, I'd just like to say to our friends in Southwest Louisiana, we see you and we know how much you're hurting and struggling, and know that even though we may be miles away, you're part of us and we of you, and we will not be fully back until you are too. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone who made today possible. I'd like to congratulate all of our winners, and I would like to set the runway to hear from 3 more of our incredible service champions.
The AmeriCorps Champion of Service is Zakiya Small. Zakiya is originally from Kentucky and moved to Louisiana after graduating college and being accepted into Teach for America, or TFA. South Louisiana was her top choice because it reminded her of her hometown in Kentucky. Zakia is a second-year AmeriCorps member with TFA and is the only fourth-grade teacher in Rosenwald Elementary School in New Roads. She has 26 students and teaches all 4 core subjects: English, math, social studies, and science. Zakia continues to see the potential in all her students and demonstrates extreme optimism when approaching challenging circumstances. She has observed that a majority of her students have experienced trauma and has worked to better understand the impacts of this trauma on students and its effect on how they learn. Zakia is pursuing a certification in special education and is also a part of the South Louisiana Coalition for Education, also known as SLICE, which focuses on community service through advocating for education. Zakia also had the privilege of serving a fellowship with the East Baton Rouge School Board, which helped her learn more about available resources for students and teachers. When asked about her teaching experience, Zakia explains that her students are her why she does what she does. Volunteer Louisiana congratulates Zakia Small.
Hi everybody, thanks for coming out and taking the time to congratulate us. I just want to thank Teach for America for nominating me. I want to thank my friends and family for supporting me, my co-workers for teaching me a plethora of things, and my students for driving my passion. I am so incredibly grateful to be here today, to be able to accept this award, and to just feel like, you know, I've grown so much as a teacher because of all of you. Yes, so I am so blessed. Thank you, Volunteer Louisiana, for taking the time to really make us feel special today. Like, this is awesome, and I am blessed to be here. I love the fact that, you know, all this thought and effort has gone into celebrating some of the most awarded people. I just can't stop saying how thankful I am. Again, I appreciate all of you for coming out and for taking the time to watch this. I hope you guys have a great day.
The Senior Corps Champion of Service is Shirley Williams. Shirley, affectionately called Momo, is a resident of Baton Rouge and has served as a foster grandparent with Senior Corps for almost 17 years. After retiring, a close friend of Shirley's, also a foster grandparent, encouraged her to learn more about the program. Shirley talked with Catholic Charities of the Diocese of Rouge about foster grandparents and was hired on the spot. Shirley has been with the same school during her whole time as a foster grandparent. At Discovery Head Start in Baton Rouge, she helps tutor students with a special focus on developing their reading skills. Beyond academic support, Shirley says that the kids need all the love they can get. Ashley, the program's coordinator, says Shirley has always been more than a foster grandparent and brings a wealth of knowledge, experience, and more importantly, dedication to the children and teachers at the site. Shirley credits the foster grandparent program for helping improve her health and keeping her mind and body working. Volunteer Louisiana congratulates Shirley Williams.
Good morning. My name is Shirley M. Williams, but my club member and friend Beverly Carter has already introduced me by showing the wonderful trophies and certificates I received on October the 7th. Thank you, Bev. In the book of Ecclesiastes, it says, "To everything there is a season." Thank you, Lord. This must be my season. Thanks to Catholic Charities, Ashley Bennett, Ruth Foster, Volunteer Louisiana Senior Championship Services, Corey and Emma, who had a lot to do with my being recognized for this fantastic honor. Thanks to Discovery Head Start, who allowed me to serve in their center for 17 years. It was a well-traveled journey, and I enjoyed every day of it. Working with preschool children was not an uphill climb, but a working secret of success. To start from scratch and keep on scratching. The children help keep me both physically and mentally alert, even at 82 years young. Thanks to Scotlandville High Alumni Association Representative Alvin Douglas, James Houseman Johnson, American Legion Unit 502, and to my former church member, Darius SPOLIGHT. My first preschool student, Thaddeus, who is still under my radar after 30 more years. And to my 3 sons, 4 grandchildren, 5 great-grands, to all of you, thanks for their support. Being a foster grandparent gives us a chance to fill in as parent, grandparent, teachers, and someone who would just listen. I quote from Maya Angelou, "People will forget what you've said. People will forget what you did, but people will never forget how you made them feel." I say, be kind, do good, and always put God first. And don't forget to vote. Thanks to you. Good morning.
The corporate volunteer champion of service is Entergy Corporation. Entergy's volunteer program, Community Connectors, recruits employees and retirees to serve as volunteers in the communities where they work and live. The Entergy Corporation, which spans Louisiana, Arkansas, Mississippi, and Texas, has provided millions of dollars in annual giving and over 100,000 volunteer hours each year. In 2019, Entergy hit a major milestone with over 1 million volunteer hours since 2008. Entergy's philanthropic efforts focus on the environment, poverty solutions, and education and workforce development. One of Entergy's signature programs is the Super Tax Day program, which recruits employees to become certified tax preparers through the Volunteer Income Tax Assistance Program and sponsors employees and sites across the community to help file taxes for free, targeting vulnerable and disadvantaged populations. Over the years, Entergy has helped individuals receive millions in tax refunds, and it has become a top program to help individuals in poverty situations. Entergy is known for its collaborative approach to public service, working with hundreds of nonprofits across the state, and has been recognized with national awards for service, including the Civic 50, which is a list of the most community-minded companies in America. Volunteer Louisiana congratulates Entergy Corporation.
Good afternoon. It's a pleasure to join all of you to celebrate the spirit of volunteerism in Louisiana. I'd like to thank Volunteer Louisiana and also our friends at Blue Cross Blue Shield who nominated Entergy for this prestigious honor. The willingness to reach out to neighbors and lift one another up is how we show the world that storms may come and go, but Louisiana will survive and thrive. This year is proof of that. Extraordinary times call for extraordinary leadership. And when times are tough, Entergy employees have shown time and time again that they will come through for our communities in a big way. So on behalf of the 13,000 men and women of Entergy, it is an honor to accept the Corporate Volunteer Award. Thanks to all of my fellow coworkers who spend countless hours delivering meals, building houses, planting trees, tutoring students, and helping to create a brighter future for all Louisianians. This award is for you. Thank you.
Congratulations to all. Our next guest needs no introduction. Billy Nungesser is now serving in his second term as Lieutenant Governor for the state of Louisiana. He formerly served as parish president for Plaquemines Parish during several major disasters and has been a fierce advocate for service and volunteerism throughout the state. Here now is a special message from Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser.
Hi, I'm Lieutenant Governor Billy Nungesser, and I want to congratulate you on being recognized as a 2020 Champion of Service and thank each of you from the bottom of my heart for sharing your love and passion for helping others. Each of you have made a generous contribution in your region and in our state, volunteering countless hours of sweat equity and talent in making a difference to those in need. And 2020 has been a challenging year to do that. I always say that the greatest asset in Louisiana is our people. We treat strangers like family here. Each of you have done just that, for hours on end, just for the sake of helping others. For that, you are true champions, and you are true Louisiana ambassadors. Thank you again for what you've done to make Louisiana the greatest state in America. And once again, congratulations. Hi, I'm
The Northeast Champion of Service is Dan Forrest. Dan, a resident of Seeper, Louisiana, has spent more than 27 years volunteering with cancer patients. After a close friend's mother died of cancer, Dan learned about the American Cancer Society's Look Good, Feel Better program and has volunteered for 26 years teaching classes on dealing with hair loss and side effects of treatment. When the program closed down recently, Dan worked with the Cabrini Cancer Center in Alexandria, Louisiana, to create a new program to continue helping patients. With a background in cosmetology and a salon owner himself, Dan donates his time, travel, makeup, and supplies, visiting patients at the salon or in their own home or hospital room to work with them one-on-one. He also teaches classes in finding and caring for wigs, changes in skin, etc. Dan likes to bake cakes and gives his patients a Christmas party each year. Cancer hit close to home for Dan when his mother was diagnosed with breast cancer. Now a cancer survivor, Dan states that she is his inspiration every time he teaches a class. It is a blessing for Dan to work with people through their cancer experience, and he states of everything he has done in life, he wants to be remembered as the guy who helped cancer patients. Volunteer Louisiana congratulates Dan Forrest.
For this award. This really means a lot to me. But as I was telling my mom on the way to Alexandria today, it's not about awards, it's the end result of helping people. And that is what I want to be remembered for. I meet random folks occasionally. I had a lady stop me in the grocery store recently. She said, "You're Dan Forrest." I'm like, "Yes, ma'am." She goes, "I need to give you a hug." And I'm like, "Okay." She goes, "Well, you helped my mother with cancer. And I always said if I got to meet you, I wanted to give you a hug." And then she hugged me and ran away before I got her name. But just having that kind of legacy, that's, you know, the things you do for others, that's the legacy that you leave behind. And I'm very blessed to be given this opportunity. And this award, it really means a lot to me. Thank you.
The Southwest Champion of Service is June Meyer. June, who lives in Morgan City, has lived the life of paying it forward. After volunteering for over 30 years with her church, June established Paying It Forward, an all-volunteer-run store where people can get any items they need, from clothing to household items, for little or no cost. Paying It Forward started in June's home before moving to its own building and has expanded to provide blessing boxes for St. Mary Parish and a community reading box for the local college. June said she took a leap of faith to create this opportunity to help meet needs in her community, and she has been blessed beyond measure with support and donations for her organization. Paying It Forward is truly a community effort and a family affair. June's children, grandchildren, brothers and sisters, and parents all serve as volunteers. Many of the people June has helped over the years come back and support Paying It Forward because June was there to help them when they were in need. June, who lost her husband over 11 years ago, said that this has been a blessing for her and has been something to keep her going. Volunteer Louisiana congratulates June Meyer.
Hi, I'm so honored, blessed, humbled to even be considered, much less win this award. But certainly I couldn't do it without my posse of Earth Angels, because it's a team effort, it's a community effort, and we work hard to bless our community every day. We supply food, hygiene, bedding, kitchen supplies, whatever, beds. We have a toddler bed in here for someone that might need a toddler bed. And we're open on Tuesdays. We're all volunteers. Work hard. I'm just blessed beyond measure. This is what I've done my whole adult life.
The Southeast North Shore Champion of Service is John Hickson. John, originally from England and a resident of Louisiana since 1977, has always volunteered in some capacity. From volunteering with his children's schools to ROTC and school bands, John proudly states he loves volunteering. Through a chance meeting at a conference, John learned about the Homeless Stand Down event held by the Alexandria VA healthcare system, which happens annually on the last Friday of September. With over 35 years in the food industry, John offered to cater the event at no cost. Utilizing established relationships with vendors and recruiting volunteers, including his own children, John began volunteering in Pineville with the annual event. This one-day event provides services to homeless veterans, including food, shelter, clothing, health screenings, and other VA services. In addition to driving over 400 miles round trip with a portable kitchen to prepare meals and oversee a group of volunteers for the event, John also works each year to secure the necessary supplies needed to fill 200 backpacks for the veterans. The backpacks are filled with daily essentials, such as t-shirts, socks, belts, toothpaste, toothbrushes, etc. John solicits donations for these backpacks from friends and families, and also involved his local high school ROTC program to help collect the items. In addition to John's own volunteering, he is also the national chair for the Association of Nutrition and Food Service Professionals, which, through the State Food Association, selects a nonprofit each year to sponsor, providing donations and volunteer time to the mission of the organization. Volunteer Louisiana congratulates John Hickson.
Good morning. My name is John Hickson. I would like to thank Volunteer Louisiana for the honor of being one of their Champions of Service for 2020. I would also like to thank Ms. Rena Powell and the Alexandria VA Health System for nominating me for this award. It is my belief that no veteran deserves to be homeless in our society, and this is why I volunteer my time and culinary talents to the Veterans Stand Down every year. I would like to thank the Louisiana Association of Nutrition and Food Service Professionals for their continued support of our homeless veterans and the annual Stand Down. It is with this support and the support from my industry partners and my family that I have been able to make a difference in the lives of our veterans. Far too many veterans are homeless in America, between 130,000 and 200,000 on any given night. 3 times that many veterans are struggling with high rent burdens and are at an increased risk of becoming homeless. Because of the concern about the future of homelessness among our veterans, I believe that as a nation, we must all come together in support of our veterans and work to end this tragic situation. Again, I am truly honored to receive this award, and I will continue my efforts to help to end homelessness among our veterans. Thank you.
Wow. Congratulations to all 9 of our incredible 2020 Champions of Service. Thank you to each of the winners for taking the time to meet with us in your communities. It was truly an honor to meet with you personally and see the network of support and the impact you made in your home communities. Before signing off today, we are very excited to welcome one final guest who really wanted to be a part of this event. Lake Charles native and 2-time Grammy Award nominee Sharon Ardwin has a message for the winners and will play us out with a song, Take it away, Sean.
What's up, y'all? Sean Ardwin here, Louisiana boy and Lake Charles, Louisiana native. I'm so glad to be a part of this event to honor the 2020 Champions of Service. Volunteers are vital to so many services in our communities and are needed now more than ever. Thank you for all your volunteering in your communities and doing your part to make a difference in the lives of so many Louisianians. Congratulations to the 2020 winners. And just remember, you, the volunteers of Louisiana, you see the need, you say what the need is, and then you get to work making it happen. So just like when I go motivational speak and talk to the kids and to the corporations and everything, you're embodying everything that I promote. So once again, from me, Sean Ardwin, two-time Grammy nominee from right here in the booth. I represent the booth everywhere I go, and you do the same. I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Congratulations. Y'all ready? Here we go. Seems like the grass is always greener, and the river is oh so wide. Now the leaves are turning and the sun won't shine in my eyes. My mama said, boy, when you give your word, you gon' miss it until it runs dry. But I did want this, now I just gotta wonder why. Why the clouds keep coming and the flowers won't bloom. This can't be my life. I don't know what to do, but I'm gonna keep on moving and everything will be just fine. All right, all right. Sometimes I feel I'm moving forward. Something happens to remind me that I can't stop pushing no matter what it's like outside. My daddy said, boy, when you give your word, you better keep it or things gon' run dry. But I didn't want to listen, now I just gotta wonder why. Why the clouds keep coming and the flowers won't bloom. This can't be my life. I don't know what to do, but I'm gonna keep on moving and everything will be just fine. All right. Give a word and look 'em right in the eye. Roadblocks, but they can't stop my ride. And I'ma keep grinding and pushing along. And now I can say that I see that the clouds are parting and the flowers full bloom. And now I love my life and I got stuff to do. And I'm gonna keep on moving and everything will be just fine. Yeah, the clouds and the flowers full bloom. And now I love my life and I got stuff to do. And I'm gonna keep on moving, everything will be just fine. Uh-huh.